Good afternoon once again. Today is Wednesday, July the 1st, 2020. The spokesperson, Dr. Twisin Wisnuyotin, ended his statement just now by thanking the general public, actually, on the cooperation that we have received thus far from the first to the second to the third and to the fourth phase. Today, we begin the fifth phase, the phase of normalcy. It's also the first day of the extension of the emergency decree until the end of this month. The first phase of the so-called fifth phase, let's call it the normal phase actually, of disease control measures. And of course, businesses that are deemed at high risk are now all allowed to reopen with various precautionary measures. These include pubs, bars, game shops, large massage parlors. These establishments have to follow the strict health guidelines and safety measures, as well as register themselves with the Thai Chana platform, in which we have information now that universally that is used in Thailand around up to 75% now. And of course, it has a data collection system which will enable the authorities to be able to control the various measures and keep tab with the implementation. Another piece of information the spokesperson highlighted was to ensure that the CCSA would like to ensure that Thailand has enough supply of beds and medical equipment in order to cater to any more infections in the country. Hopefully not, of course. That includes over 1.1 million masks and 500,000 PPE suits, over 300,000 Favipiravir pills as well. Of course, the country has been divided into various health districts in terms of the administration of these equipment and measures and treatment for the organizational aspect of it. And we'd like to reassure, of course, that we have enough supply of the beds and all the equipment that was mentioned. So this was one piece of information that the spokesperson highlighted in one of his charts. Also today, since it's the 1st of July, and for some schools, it's the beginning of the semester for some schools. For many, the CCSA reiterates that, of course, you and your children's safety and well-being are of primary concern. In this regard, certain measures are put in place to ensure that the schools and educational institutions follow the health guidelines strictly. And you have on screen for you 6 health guidelines in which schools have to comply with. Checking body temperature, all the physical distancing in the classrooms, traffic in and out of school, and the rest. So moving on to the general situation, the numbers for Thailand, to recap on the number of new cases reported yesterday, because we did not have a English language summary yesterday. For yesterday, 2 new cases were reported, both imported and from the country of Qatar. Found they have been sent into the state quarantine system, of course, while fatalities remain same with no deaths. That's very happy to hear. For today, we have a slide coming up. Also 2 new cases like yesterday, but imported from Kuwait. The 2 cases are 2 Thai male nationals, 147, 148 years old, arrived and tested positive on the 29th of June, making the total number of cases in Thailand 3,173, as you can see on screen. And of that number, 3,059 have recovered, of course, minus the fatalities, 58 fatalities, cumulative already. So the numbers are actually getting close already. We're almost reaching the point in where all the cases have been recovered, minus the fatalities, of course. So we reiterate that of course, for the repatriation, it's the right of every Thai national to come home. No one will be left behind. It's the responsibility of every government to take care of citizens. But of course, in parallel, we are catering to the incoming travel of foreign nationals in different various groups, as already announced. So first on the repatriation, on screen we will be having the some information on the repatriation flights scheduled for today until the 7th of July. A couple of flights there from various countries, from including the UAE, Indonesia, Egypt, Vietnam, Germany, Republic of Korea, USA, Philippines, Singapore, China, and Cameroon, as you can see on screen, with the number of flights and details there. And of course, we have also for today, as always, the work of the Thai embassies, help assisting the Thai nationals abroad. First, the Thai embassy in Hanoi, Vietnam, facilitating the return of Thai nationals on the repatriation flight. Also, the Thai embassy in Pretoria, South Africa, assisting 105 nationals on their return flight on the 27th of June. And we have an image there of the ambassador on the aircraft sending off the Thai nationals. And lastly, the photo from the Thai embassy in Tokyo, Japan, assisting Thai nationals on the flight back on the 30th of June 2020. The spokesperson today also received some inquiries addressed directly to him. One is about the announcement of travel for the foreign nationals, which include the foreign nationals, from the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand. Of course, you have heard already about the announcement of the green light provided by the CAAT on the various flights that will now be able to include various non-Thai nationals, as you can see on screen. We recapped this, I think, last time already. The non-Thai nationals, I think you see on the right side of the screen, the various groups of non-Thai nationals. I won't go through all of that again. Yes. And also, we have another question addressed to the spokesperson today, was that since now globally we have around 100,000 cases, increase of number each day, it's quite worrying for other countries around the world. For Thailand, the question was, how will we be coping with this? So as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, the preparation for any future infection has been in place. We are prepared for that in terms of the number of beds, number of medical equipment, number of personnel, and of course, you know about the quarantine system as well. So more or less, very prepared for any possible future infection, now that we're in the fifth and the supposedly so-called normal phase as well. Another question directed to the spokesperson was about the quarantine system, wherein the spokesperson recapped the decree on disease control of Thailand, wherein there are basically three types of measures about quarantine. The first is about on isolation for those who are found infected. The second, as we're all quite aware, is about quarantine. And right now we have quarantine in the types that are called state quarantine, local quarantine, and alternative state quarantine. But in the coming future, there will be various other types which are being set up and put in place. And that will be, of course, according to the necessity and according to the various needs, the various different types of groups of people coming in. But as of now, we have state quarantine, local quarantine, and alternative state quarantine. So first is isolation, second is quarantine, and the third is closed observation. And as I mentioned, all of these are, I won't be spelling out the details of it because all of these will be discussed in due course on how to develop and further improve on the various systems that we have for each particular need of each particular group of persons. But in any case, the measures are of international standard. So one other piece of information is that in the past months and weeks, for Thailand, we have shown the world that we are quite capable of navigating our way through this difficult time. No matter what the opinions and comments are, domestically, locally, in Thailand, the fact remains that compared to other countries around the world, we have indeed been commended on our various measures. We've tried our very best, and that is a reflection. The commendations are indeed a reflection of our efforts and of your cooperation, the cooperation of all of you, Thai nationals or those who call foreign nationals, for those who call Thailand home. So thank you very much for all of you, for that. And this achievement, of course, is highlighted in the fact that Thailand is now being included among several countries in the list of countries. For example, the list of countries that was set by the European Union. We're now included in the list of the EU's list of countries where travel restrictions with the EU will be starting to be lifted. Also on the list are other countries, aside from Thailand, in the EU list, such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Republic of Korea. And this inclusion is a reflection. It stems mainly from the success of the disease control measures and the public compliance, the public cooperation, the sacrifice of all of you to the various health guidelines among various other factors. So just in closing, I'd just like to say that the opening of certain attractions in Thailand, particularly the beaches, you have on screen an image there, beaches, the Lippe Island, or Got Lippe in Satoon province, now open to the public from July the 1st, today onwards. But of course, visitors will have to follow the health guidelines and still maintain the physical distancing and avoid too much congestion in these areas while you travel, while you visit the various sites in Thailand. So hoping that will still be done as we open up, as we enjoy life in its normalcy. Of course, today is, we're in the middle of the week, but of course, you know that it's been announced, I think next week we'll be having some public holidays in addition, newly announced and approved by the cabinet yesterday. So next week we'll be having, I think, Monday to Wednesday, I believe. Monday to Wednesday, I believe, will be a public holiday for Thailand. So if you are traveling around the country, that's very nice. You can enjoy that with your families. But still, of course, please stay safe. Please continue to abide by the various measures as you enjoy Thailand's bountifulness, Thailand's nature, and the hospitality of the Thai people. So that is all I have for today. Thank you very mumuch for your attention. Please continue to stay safe. And of course, don't forget to travel and enjoy responsibly as well. Thank you very much. สวัสดีครับ
ครับขอบพระคุณนะครับท่านณัฐพานุ นพคุณรองอธิบดีกรม